and people cannot control their mouth. The Lord talk about busybodies and other men's matters and whatnot, right? The Lord talk about talebearers and whatnot. How do you talebear other than running your mouth and gossiping, right? This is all iniquity and the world of fire that a little matter kindleth. It started with the tongue. Go ahead to verse 8.
But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil full of deadly poison.
Go ahead.
Therewith bless we God, even the Father, and therewith curse we men, which are made after the similitude of God.
That same tongue we use to bless God, that same tongue we use to curse men, that is made in the similitude of God. What the book say about that? Go ahead at verse 10.
Out of the same mouth proceedeth blessing and cursing. My brethren, things ought not to so to be.
Out of the same mouth, with the same tongue, come blessings and cursings. And the Lord tell you these things ought not to be. And he's getting ready to give you an example why it should not be. Go ahead.
Doeth a fountain send forth at the same place sweet and bitter?
Can you go to that drinking fountain back there and get sweet water or clean water and then dirty water out of the same fountain?
No.
So you shouldn't be able to do that out of your mouth. Okay? You should not be able to do that out of your mouth. Go ahead on and read it, verse 12.
Can the fig tree, my brethren, bear olive berries, either vine figs? So can no fountain both yield salt water and fresh. Who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him show out of a good conversation his work with meekness of wisdom.
Out of a good conversation, his works with meekness and wisdom. So your mouth can get you in trouble. Okay? Your mouth can get you in trouble. Not only can it get you in trouble with the Lord, it can get you in trouble with man. Okay? So you're going to say something and you're going to cause somebody to slap the mess out of you. You can say something, you can cause somebody to want to kill you. But then you can say something and you can cause somebody to love you to death and think that you're the greatest person in the world, depending on how you use that tongue. Okay? So yeah, you can get yourself in trouble with God and man with your tongue. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Moving right along. Moving right along. Who's next?
I got a question, brother.
Okay.
I'm coming out of Numbers 5 and 29, or actually 31, but probably best start at 29.
Numbers, the fifth chapter.
And thank you, brothers, for coming out in the snow as y'all have. Really appreciate it.
Oh, man, the Lord's business must go on.
Yes, sir.
The Lord's business must go on.
Yes,
the Lord's
sir.
business is more serious than the post office.
Yes, sir.
If the post office can deliver the mail in this kind of conditions, the Lord's word can go forth in more extreme conditions than this.
Yes, sir.
This is more greater than the U.S. mail.
Yes, sir.
Praise the Lord, brother.
All right. We are Numbers, the 5th chapter, you say, right?
Yep, Numbers 29 through 31 is what I'm looking at.
Okay.
So Numbers 5, 29 and 31.
Okay. And your question, let's read this here. Start at 29 and go down to 31. Go ahead.
This is the law of jealousy, when a wife goeth aside to another instead of her husband and is defiled. Or when the spirit of jealousy cometh upon him, and he be jealous over his wife, and shall set the woman before the Lord, and the priest shall execute upon her all this law. Then shall the man be guiltless from iniquity, and this woman shall bear her iniquity.
Okay. And your question concerning this is?
Okay, so it's two questions I have for this. So right now, because we don't have priests, we don't have the law of jealousies, right?
Right.
Okay. Second question. In 31, it says, then shall the man be guiltless from iniquity. Which iniquity are they speaking of? Yeah, I'll let you answer.
The iniquity that he's speaking of is what's outlined in the rest of this chapter that we didn't read. Did you read all this?
Yes, I did.
Okay. You will be iniquity if you are falsely accusing your wife because of jealousy.
That's what, okay.
Okay. Because this is the law of jealousy. And if we'd have read this here from the beginning, you got a man who think that his wife then went astray on him. Don't know it, but he think it, and he's accusing her of going astray on him. So you didn't accuse somebody of something, right?
Right.
If you are making a false accusation,